Okay, friends, let's start the class. I think my voice is audible. I think so. Good evening to all. So, in yesterday class, Pradesh, I've taken a lot of things for you, like what is cyber security and what are the attacks in cyber security, and he done some practicals demo for you, like some phishing attacks, like Instagram phishing, like etc. Okay, he shown a lot of attacks. So from that you will be gaining a lot of knowledge, and he taught a good method called Google Docking. Okay, so because Google Docking is one of the famous technique which is used in hacking. Okay, using that Google Doc, you can search anything directly interacting with Google database. Okay, using Google Doc, you can directly interact with your Google database. He just taught you everything for you. So I think you gain a lot of knowledge from that session. And in today's session, we are going to learn about Linux operating system. Okay, because as Pradesh stated in yesterday's class, yeah, okay. Yesterday, Pradesh told how to run Linux and low-end laptop using some RTP. Yeah. We'll be explaining about it. Okay, how to connect to cloud. Okay, using RDP protocol. We'll be teaching at the end. Okay, Pradesh will be teaching you. Don't worry about that. So just concentrate on today's class. Okay, so when I'm talking about cyber security, you should have some prerequisite knowledge in system. Okay, before that I'll just share my screen. Okay, just I'll share my screen. Okay, whether my screen is visible to everyone, whether my screen is visible. If yes, just drop a message yes on chat. Okay, thank you. So let's talk about cyber security. Okay, so when it comes to cyber security, you should know some prerequisites. Okay, like you should know about operating systems. Okay, OS, just full form of OS is operating system. Then you should have some networking knowledge. Okay, you should have some networking knowledge. Then you can just go. Okay, just wait a minute, friends. Okay, fine. Let's start the class. Some technical issue. It is solved. Don't worry. We can start the class. So, before getting into cybersecurity, you should have some operating system knowledge, networking knowledge. Then you can go for start learning about cybersecurity. Why? Because you can directly go and learn for cybersecurity. Okay, you can just go and whether my screen is visible. My screen is visible to everyone. My screen is visible now. Okay, thank you. It's visible, I think so. Just check on your network. If not visible, just leave the meeting and join again to see my screen. If you're not visible, okay, or pin my screen. Okay, so you can directly go and learn cyber security. Okay, no need of learning operating system networking. You can go and directly learn about cyber security. But what is the disadvantage? For example, without knowing ABCD, whether it is easy to learn about words like apple, orange, whether it is easy without knowing ABCD knowledge, you can't. Am I right? You can't means you can try. You can try directly learning about words like apple, orange, but it will be difficult. It will be very difficult without knowing ABCD. Like the same way, if you go directly and learn cyber security without the knowledge of OS and networking, it will be difficult. But you can learn, but it will be difficult. But if you know ABCD and if you started learning about words like apple, it will be more easy to learn about words. Like same way, if you know networking and OS, then cybersecurity will be very easy to you. You can just uh, uh, interact with the OS networking, and you can link cybersecurity to that, and you can learn fast, and it will be more easily understood. So OS about operating system and networking is a prerequisite to learn cybersecurity. Okay, so in this today's class we are going to learn about what is the use of operating system. Okay, fine. So after learning about operating system, we'll be going learning about Linux. Okay, what is Linux, etc. So first of all, we need to know what is the use of operating system, what is the use of OS. Okay, let's consider a small example. This is my laptop. Okay, this is my laptop. So in this laptop, I have some hardware like RAM. Okay, or disk. HD means or disk, storage device. Then I have network card. Okay, network card. Okay, etc. And then CPU. The main thing is CPU. I have CPU. So what are the things? These things are called as hardware. Okay, hardware. It is called as hardware. Okay, fine. So my question is, what is the use of RAM? What is the use of hard disk? What is the use of network? CPU. I'll just explain you deeply. Just get understand about it. The use of hard disk is to store your files. The use of hard disk is to store your files. Okay, you can store your files, folders, etc. in your hard disk. You can store your videos, MP3 songs, etc. That's the use of hard disk. Then what is the use of network card? What is the use of this network card? Using this network card only, you can connect your Ethernet cable, or you can connect your Wi-Fi, and you can start browsing the Chrome using your internet. So use the help of this network card only, you're getting internet. You're connected to internet using this network card. Okay, normally the NIC card will be looking like this only. I will show you. So that's called as NIC card. Okay, I'll show you. So it will be looking like this. Okay, this is inbuilt in your CPU and laptop. Okay, I think you will be seeing this port. This is Ethernet port. Using this only, using this board only, you are connected to internet, or you can just connect it to Wi-Fi, or you can connect it using Ethernet. This is NIC card. Okay, fine. So this is the use of an NIC card. Then what is the use of CPU? To process something. To process something. Okay, to process some task in your computer, the CPU is used. Then what is the use of RAM? The use of RAM is normally called as a temporary storage. Bro, what is a temporary storage? Can you explain? Yeah, I can explain you. The normally a temporary storage is nothing but normally you have some program. Okay, you have some program. Okay, you have some program. For example, you have Chrome. Okay, you have Chrome. A Chrome is a application. Okay, Chrome is a application, app. Okay. Okay, Chrome app. Yeah, you can watch our previous class. We'll be giving some access to videos. Don't worry about it. Okay, so let's consider a Chrome application. End of day, a Chrome application is made up of using program. Okay, end of day, Chrome application is made up of using program. Okay, it can be a C++ program, or it can be any program. Using that program only, they made Chrome app. Okay, so this Chrome app program is stored in your system. In your system, am I right? If you install Chrome application, this program, Chrome application program, is stored in your system. Am I right? In your system. Okay, like the same way we have Notepad. Okay, we have Notepad. So this Notepad application is also made up of it using some program only. For example, the program can be C#, or it can be C++, or it can be Java, etc. End of this Notepad is done using program. This program is present in your system. Okay, fine. So this program is present in hard disk, in our hard disk. HD means hard disk. Okay, I didn't open my Notepad. See, I didn't open my Notepad. So this notepad program is stored in my hard disk. Okay, fine. Now I am going to open my notepad program. Okay, just I'm typing notepad and just I'm clicking and opening notepad. Now what happens? Now this notepad program from hard disk, this notepad program from hard disk, it goes to RAM. It goes to RAM. Okay, it goes to RAM. Okay, so friends, my screen is visible now, because some of them saying is my screen is not visible. Whether my screen is visible or not? Yes, okay, thank you Vignesh, thank you. This program is, when you double click, means when I open this notepad, when I double click this notepad program will be loaded in RAM. Okay, it will be loaded in RAM as process. Program will be become as process when it is loaded in the RAM. Okay, so now what happens after loading in the RAM? Now CPU will run this program. From the RAM, CPU will run this program. Okay, for example, just see, I just opened my notepad. Okay, so let's go open task manager. Where is my task manager? Yeah, I got my task manager. Just double click on it. See, can you see my task manager? Just wait, it's loading. See, in this, can you check? Wait, just wait, it's loading. See, so in this task manager we have process. What are the process are running? Okay, this is CPU. This is memory means RAM. Memory means RAM. Okay, memory means RAM. Okay, so now what happens? This is CPU. This is RAM. Disk means hard disk. Okay, now check. See, notepad. See, the memory is 1.8 MB. Now what happens? I just opened my notepad. That program from my hard disk goes to RAM and takes space around 1.7 MB. Totally my memory space is 8 GB RAM. I have 8 GB RAM. In that it took 1.7 MB. Okay, so what CPU say? 0%. Why CPU is 0%? Because CPU is not processing the program. Why? Because I'm not using the notepad. See, now I typing, I started using notepad. See, now the CPU is processing. Now can you check? 0%. Why? Because there's no work for CPU to process the notepad. But when I stop typing, see, the CPU usage started increasing. Why? Because now CPU started running the program from the RAM. Okay, so started handling the process from the RAM. So this is the difference between usage of RAM. Okay, so for example, if I type something, okay, for example, welcome to cyber security. Okay, cyber security bootcamp day 2. Just I'm typing some some words. Where this content stored? Can you understand where this content is stored? Can anyone say where this content is stored? This content is stored temporarily in RAM. This content is stored temporarily in the RAM. See, in the RAM it is stored temporarily. When I close this, for example, I'm just closing this. Just wait a minute, friends. So when I close this notepad, okay, when I close this notepad, see, just I'm exiting. Don't save. What happens? The content which is stored in the RAM is erased. Okay, the content which I type, which is stored in the RAM, it is got erased. Why? Because I didn't save that file in my hard disk. Okay, I did. See, this is my notepad file. I wrote some content. Okay, I wrote some content. This content is temporarily stored in the RAM. RAM is called as a temporary storage. So I didn't save this. Now what happens? From the RAM, this content is erased. This content is erased when I close. So to save in our computer, for example, after you shut down also, you want to see the content after shutting your system, and you came after 2 days and you're just opening the file, you should see that content. For that, what you want to do? You should save this file in your hard disk. So for that, what I do? I just open my now see the task manager. See, there is no usage of RAM because Notepad is not using RAM because the program is in rest state, which is in hard disk. It is not started. I'm not executed my Notepad, so that the program will be staying in my hard disk. When I start executing the Notepad, the program will be go and store in a RAM as a process. Okay, just wait a minute. See, now the program go to the RAM and convert it into process. See, can you check? Okay, now I typing like welcome to cyber world. Okay, now when I save this, it will be saving in my hard disk. So I can just save where I want to store. I can save, for example, desktop. If I need, I can store this code in my desktop. Okay, that's all. I'm storing, like, for example, a test file. That's all. The file is saved in my desktop. Now what happens? Just I'm closing this file. See, when I close this, what happens? From the RAM, the process is killed. From the RAM, the program is deleted. Okay, okay. See, when I open this, just wait a minute. Yeah, see this file. When I open this, I can read the content because it is stored in hard disk. Now you can understand the difference between RAM and hard disk, means your storage device. Okay, everyone is clear about it. Difference between a RAM and storage device. Normally your hard disk is used to store your files, videos, etc. But a RAM is used to run some program. If you want to run some program, it will be from the hard disk, it will be gone to the RAM. Okay, as a process. Clear? Clear, everyone? If clear, just drop a message clear. We'll be going to further topics. I will be discussing further topics. Okay, fine. I think everyone is clear. Let's move to further topics. Okay. So now you understand the usage of RAM and the difference between hard disk and usage of CPU, etc. Okay, and NAC card. Okay. So now I am going to explain about OS. Now comes OS. Okay, this is my laptop. Okay, so in this laptop, without OS, let's consider this. There is a laptop. In this laptop, there is a CPU, there is a RAM, there is a hard disk, there is an NAS card. There is no OS. There is no operating system. Whether you can give some instruction, or you can give some order to this hard disk or NAC card or CPU without OS. For example, without OS, can you save some files in hard disk? Without OS, can you save some files in hard disk? No, not possible. Am I right? Because these are hardware device. These are hardware device. You can't interact with hardware device directly. Okay, as a human, HB means human. As a human being, you can directly interact with hardware. Okay, you need some intermediate to interact with your hardware. Intermediate person. Okay, for example, if you want to store some file, you can directly go and store a file in hard disk. You need some intermediate. That intermediate is called as OS. Okay, this intermediate person between hardware and us, human being, is OS. Okay, so OS, if you want to give some instruction, for example, if you want to store some file, you will help of OS, you will be storing some files in hard disk. Okay, fine. So end of day, when it comes to OS, when it comes to OS, everything is a program. Okay, everything is a program. Why? Because now only I say, for example, as a human being, if you want to interact with OS, you can interact with your program. For example, if you want to open your Chrome, okay, if you want to open your Chrome, okay, for example, let's take a Chrome application, okay, a Chrome application. This program is developed by some developer, am I right? This program is developed by some developer. So end of the day, this is a program which is developed by some developer. So if you want to do some browsing, what you will do? You will just open your Chrome, okay, you just open your Chrome. At the time this program will be loaded in the RAM. Who will help you to run this program in the RAM? Who will help you to load this program in the RAM? Your OS. As an intermediate, when you double click the Chrome, OS will help to load this program into RAM. For example, if you want to store some file, OS will help you to store some file in your hard disk. Okay. If you want to, for example, if you want to increase your speaker volumes, so your speaker is hardware device. Am I right? Your speaker is your hardware device. So if you want to increase some volume, how will you increase? You will go to volume button in your OS. You will be having volume option. In that you will be increasing the volume. Without OS, directly you can go to the speaker and tell your speaker, yes, speaker, increase volume. Whether it will increase, no. You want help of OS. So only we have hardware drivers. So we have some speaker drivers and hardware drivers. Okay. So if you search for just wait. So C drivers. Just I'll show you. Just wait a minute. Yeah, okay, fine. I think it's opening. I think you can see the screen. Your device manager. So in that you have some drivers. Okay. For example, for your speakers, okay, for your speakers, see audio input drivers, see speakers drivers. What is the use of this? End of this is a program. This is a OS program. These drivers are OS program. Okay, using this program only, what OS is doing? When you click on volume, using this help of this program, OS will be interacting with your speakers and it will be increasing the volume. Okay, so end of day is OS is used to interact with your hardware using some program. It can be a Chrome application program or it can be your own program. You can also write some own program. For example, we have VLC. Okay, we have VLC. What is the use of VLC? It's a media player. Am I right? It's some video player. So when you open this program, you can say play some video in your screen. Okay, like the same way you can create your own video player. How will you create your own video player? Using some program. It can be any program like C++, Java, or it can be Python, it can be JavaScript, bash scripting, etc. Future will be teaching this program, don't worry. You can develop your own program and you can run that program in your system, in your OS, end of the OS. Okay, clear. So this is the use of operating system, friends. End of day, operating system is used to interact with your hardware or do some task, help of some program. Okay, fine. So when come to OS, there are different types of OS we have. Now the interesting part is coming. Okay, now the interesting part is coming. When come to OS, we have a lot of OS. For example, we have Windows OS, Okay, we have Windows OS, we have Linux OS, then we have Mac OS, that is Apple. So what is the difference between OS? Every OS is same only, friends. End of day, every OS is friends, same. Every OS is used to interact with your hardware device. End of day, every OS is used to interact with your hardware device, that's all. But manufactured by, created by different companies. For example, Windows is created by Microsoft. Linux is created by open source. Linux is open source. I'll be explaining what is open source. It will be interesting topic, open source. When it comes to Linux OS, it is created by Linux Torvald, a person created this Linux, introduced the Linux. Okay. When it comes to Mac OS, it is created by Apple company, Apple. Okay. So every different companies producing their different OS. Okay, fine. Okay. So in these three OS, which OS will be best for hacking? You may think whether we can use Windows OS for hacking, means cyber security field, whether we will be using Linux OS for hacking, or we need Mac OS for hacking. You may have doubt. Which will be best? Can anyone say? Can anyone say in chat? Linux. Okay, what about others? I need more interaction from you. What about others? Whether Linux will be helping you, Parrot. Yeah, Parrot is a type of Linux OS. I'm asking whether you will be using Linux OS or Windows OS or Mac OS. Windows, okay. Okay, fine. You're saying about most of them telling that, bro, for hacking, for cyber security, Linux is the best OS you're saying. Can I define you? Can you define you why Linux is used for hacking? Yeah, which will be best for hacking? Can anyone say? Can anyone say which will be best for hacking? And why Linux is used for hacking or cyber security? Mostly Linux is used. Okay, built-in tools. Why? Why Linux there comes with built-in tools? Why we are using Linux? But we can also install hacking tools in Windows also. No, we can also install hacking in Windows OS. It's made for hacking. Okay. What are the points you are saying? Everything is a myth, friends. What are the points you are saying? Everything is a myth. Okay. The proper way why we are using Linux for hacking, I'll be teaching you. Okay. The simple way. Okay. So when it comes to Linux OS, Mac OS, Windows OS, yeah, everything what you are saying is right, but the myth is due to this they are using Linux OS is wrong. Okay, we can also install hacking tools in Linux, we can also install hacking tools in Mac OS, we can also install hacking tools in Windows also. But why built-in? By built-in, why they are installing hacking tools in Linux? Example, Kali Linux. Why they are installing, created some Kali Linux? Why they are they are not coming with a Windows OS? Why the hacking tools is not installed in Windows OS or Mac OS? Okay, I'll be explaining you. Okay, so when it comes to Linux OS, it is open source. It is a open source, a free open source, But when it comes to Mac, Windows, it is not free open source. It is not free open source. What is that free open source? So can you explain what is a free open source? Simple. I will be explaining simply. Okay. When come to Mac OS or Windows OS, this two OS is made up of with some program. Am I right? End of the day, this OS is made up with some program. Am I right? Program. It can be C++, C, Java, C Sharp. Okay, help of this program they created Mac OS and Windows OS. For example, I am saying, okay, help of this program, assembly language, Like that, using various programming language, they created Mac OS and Windows OS. Okay, fine. Okay, what is it free? What is the meaning of this free? Whether you can buy Windows OS for free legally, I am asking about legally, whether Windows is giving a free OS for you, or you should buy Windows OS, whether it's free or you should buy it. Free or buy, you want to buy it, you should buy. If you want to use original Windows, I am asking about original Windows. If you want to use original Windows OS, a true original product of Windows 10 or 11, you should buy it. It's not free, you should buy it. So you should buy some license key from Microsoft, paying some of money amount. Using that license, you should paste that license key in your Windows OS. After that only your original Windows OS will be activated. Okay, same for Mac OS also. Most probably Mac OS will be installed in only Apple laptops. Why? Because Mac OS is made for Apple laptops. Okay, so what Apple thought, they are manufactured a laptop. Okay, they manufactured a laptop based on their hardware, their own hardwares, using their own hardwares. At the time, they decided to create their own OS, Mac OS. Why I should run? I'm just creating my own laptop, Apple laptop. Why should I run third-party OS like Windows OS or Linux OS? I just create my own Mac OS, which will be more comfortable for my laptop. So they created their own Mac OS for their own laptops, Apple laptops. So this is also not free, paid only. End of the day, this is also paid. When you buy laptop only, you get it with Mac OS. You can also install Mac OS using some way, but that is also not original. It's not original. Okay, so it is also paid. But when it comes to Linux OS, it is free. Original software is free. You no need of any money or any license key, etc. You can go to Linux websites, you can just download the OS, you can just install in your laptop, you can use for entire life. You can use this Linux OS to your entire life without paying any 1 rupee. Why? I'll be explaining you. Okay, so this is the first advantage of Linux. So Linux is free. Okay, what is the second advantage? So free. Okay, now you understand the meaning of free. Okay, now you understand the meaning of free. What is open source? Then what is open source, sir? Open source means, for example, I said that Microsoft created Windows OS. Am I right? End of the day, this Windows OS is a program. It can be C++, assembly, etc. This program, it is not launched freely for customer. This program is also called as source code. Okay, source code program means coding. So this program, it is not released to every customers, to everyone publicly. Why? Because, for example, if Windows is leaking their program, how they created Windows OS. Okay, if Windows is leaked their program, how they created Windows OS, using that, what languages, what are the logic they use to create Windows OS, whether they leak this program, what happens? Every developers, every good developers, every super developers can create their own Windows OS. Okay, if they are not giving for public, but I am saying if they gave publicly to all, what happens? Every developer will create their own Windows OS. They can customize their Windows OS how they like. They can customize. What happens? Whether Microsoft will be giving as a paid, not, they can't give as paid. Why? Because their program is given for free, so everyone can create their own OS. There's no use of giving pay. Am I right? So only Microsoft is not releasing their program. They are not release this program publicly. So no one can create this Windows OS. No one can create this Windows OS or customize this Windows OS program, Windows program. Why? Because due to you want to pay some money and you want to get OS, so they get some profit. Am I right? So this is a background between Windows OS and Mac OS. So two of them will not release their program. How they created the Mac OS and Windows OS. If they release, you can create your own Linux, own Windows or Mac OS operating system. But when it comes to Linux, Linux is created by a person called Linux Torvald. I'll show it his picture. Can you see? He is a man who created this, who is a founder, or who is a developer, or who is a creator behind a wonderful OS called Linux. Base kernel created by this person. He is a starter of Linux OS. Okay, so he just started. Now everyone started developing Linux OS. How they started developing? Everyone, I'll be saying you. Don't worry about it. He's a person. Now also he is living. Okay, as a college, what happens as a college project? Okay, when he's studying in college. When we study in college, we have some college project. Am I right? So in his college project, he started developing a OS called Linux. Okay, he just created a Linux OS. Okay, he just created a Linux OS, and what he did, he just released this Linux OS program. How he created the Linux OS? He has some program. He launched this program publicly. Why? Why he launched this program publicly? Because this Linux OS should be developed more, and should be used by many of them. So he have good mind. As a good mind, he just released this program so that who are the developers in the world, you can come and edit this program or develop this program, and you can just create your own Linux OS so that your Linux OS will be developed more a lot. So he just released this program publicly as a good mind. So now also this program is available in internet, GitHub. I'll show you, don't worry. Oh, sorry friends. See, in GitHub, this is who is GitHub? Linux Torvald GitHubs. See, in GitHub's page, we have Linux code. See, so now what you can do? What are the languages used? C, Shell, Python, Perl, Makefile, assembly language. These are the languages which is used to create this Linux OS. Now you can download this code. See, go download the zip file. That's all. I can download this code, and if I have lot of knowledge in programming, if I have lot of skills in programming, I can also go and edit this program, and I can I'll just cancel this. I can create my own OS. See how many of them helping this Linux OS. See, there are a lot of people who just contributing, just helping to develop the Linux OS more and lot. Okay, these are the contributors. So if you also have a lot of knowledge in programming, you can also edit this code. You can find some bugs, or you can give some updates, and you can contribute to this program. Okay, fine. I'll just close this. Okay, so now you understand what is the meaning of open source. What is it? Now you understand what is the meaning of free open source. So Linux is called as free open source. Okay. So now what happens? He just launched the code publicly. Now what happens? Every developer started created their own OS, own Linux OS. For example, simple friends. Uh, for example, if you know how to assemble CPU, what you can do? You can buy the motherboard. Okay, you can buy the RAM which you like. You can buy some hard disk which you like, and you can customize according to you. If you know about how to assemble CPU, like same way, if you are good in programming, you can also customize this program and create your own Linux OS. So that everyone started creating their own Linux OS. See, Linux distros or flavor distros. Distro means flavors. So lot of flavors we have. Just have to show you. So every OS has their own purpose. They created for some purpose. See, we have a lot of OS. See, we have just wait a minute. See, we have Arch Linux, Debian, Fedora, okay, Red Hat Linux, Ubuntu Linux, Edge Ubuntu, Kubuntu, Linux Mint. We have a lot of Linux OS. Okay, I'll just show you this diagram. Whether it is a quality image. Before that, I'll just give some example so that you can understand more lot. For example, there is ice cream. Am I right? There is ice cream. So this ice cream is founded by some person. Some person will be finding this ice cream. Some person. When he find this ice cream, when he create this ice cream, he have some recipes. With some recipe concept, he create this ice cream. He use some sugar. Use some ice cream powder. I don't think ice cream powder. He use some powder. When he created, he used some powders, etc. And he created the ice cream. He is a founder of ice cream. This person. Okay. After finding this ice cream, what he do? He just released this recipe. What are the things? What are the recipe used in ice cream publicly? Now what happens? Everyone read these recipes. Every cook read this recipe. I mean, everyone what started? They also started doing this ice cream. After doing this ice cream, what they do? They add some customization. For example, they add some chocolate flavors to this ice cream, and it became as chocolate ice cream. One person just added some strawberry flavor. This become as strawberry ice cream. Some person added some orange flavor or vanilla flavor. It became as vanilla ice cream. The recipe is same. The ice cream recipe is same, but the flavors which you add, it become as different taste which you like. Like same way, there is a Linux program. Linux program is like a ice cream recipe. To this recipe, you can add some different program which you like, and you can customize this Linux OS. Like same way, every developer added some extra programs and they customized the Linux, and we got a lot of Linux flavors. So I'll show. See, I think it is clear. I think so. So we have a lot of Linux OS. Okay, we have a lot of Linux OS. Understood? Clear? How this Linux is created and how we have a lot of Linux OS. Everyone is understood? Clear? Now, my question is, why Linux is used for hacking? That's our question. Am I right? I want to clear the doubt. I'll be clearing you soon. Just wait a minute. Whether these concepts are clear. Till now, every concept is clear. Just drop on chat. Clear. Just drop a chat. Just drop a message on chat. Clear. That's all. I will just move on next topic. Everyone is clear? Okay. Wonderful response. Thank you. Uh, we'll just move and talk more about it. Okay. So now the Linux OS is free open source. Now you understood. Now why it is used for hacking? Simple example, friends. Okay. So there is a Windows OS. There is a Mac OS. I am a for example I am a developer and I am a hacker. Okay. I want to create a tool. I want to create my new tool. I just created my new tool. I want to create my new tool. Whether how I will know whether this tool will be supported in Windows or Mac or Linux. How I know when I install, I can check whether this tool is suitable for Windows or Mac OS. Okay. If it's not suitable, if this tool is not suitable, I can't customize this Windows OS according to my tool, because this program is written by some one person, and I can't alter this Mac OS program to my tool because it is created by someone else. But in Linux, I can customize my program according to my tool. Okay, for example, this is my Linux OS. I am doing some customization. For example, I am installing every tool. What are the tools I created? I am installing all the hacking tools in this Linux. Now what I can do? After installing, I can make these hacking tools by default in Linux OS by using how? Because this Linux OS is open source program. So I make this hacking tool default this Linux OS, and I'm giving this OS name as Kali Linux. But whether in Windows it's possible? No, because Windows is created by Microsoft, and if you buy OS, you will be buying OS from Microsoft. So if I install tools in Microsoft or Windows OS, whether my tools will be pre-installed in your Windows OS which you get? No. Am I right? But in Linux, I can get the Linux program, I can I can install all this tool in my Linux program, and I can make this bundle as a OS. I use iOS, and I can release this OS as Kali Linux, Parrot OS, etc. This is how they choose Linux instead of choosing Windows or Mac OS. You can also install tools in Windows and Mac OS, and you can start hacking. But most of the tools, hacking tools will be supported in Linux only. Most of the tools, because it is open source, so that they can test their tools in open source softwares, open source OS. Okay, clear? Fine. Now we have lot of OS. For example, we have Ubuntu OS, we have Red Hat OS, we have Linux Mint OS. We have a lot of OS. Then why we are using Kali Linux for hacking? Everyone will say, hacking, go for Kali Linux, go for Parrot OS, go for Black Orc. This is a myth, friends. This is a myth. Hacking means not a Kali Linux, not a Parrot OS. In Linux OS or in either, mostly in Linux OS you can install all the tools. In any Linux OS you can install any hacking tools. What is the difference? For example, you're going shopping for New Year. For coming New Year, you're going for shopping. In shopping, you want to buy a dress. Okay, you want to buy a dress. You want to buy some shoes. You want to buy some extra things. So for buying dress, you go for dress shop. For buying shoes, you go for shoe shops. For buying mobile phone, you go for mobile shop. To buy some different glossary things, you go for different shop. So you want to travel into different shops and you want to get items. Whether it will be easy or difficult when compared to there's a shop, or let's consider a mall. Okay, let's consider this mall. In this mall, in this single building, you get dress, you get shoes, you get glossary, you get etc. Whether you will go to this building or you go to different shop. My example, which you will go? Different shop or go to single building and buy everything? Which will be easy? Single building like mall or different shop? Just drop on chat. Mall or different shop? Which will be easy? Yeah, mall. You are right. Oh, super. Mall. Why? Because everything is available in single building. I can buy all these things and I can bill at single time. I don't want to go to every store and bill different times, and I don't want to waste my time. Everything is available in single store. I'll go there. Like same way. Okay. In Linux OS, we have Red Hat Linux. We have Ubuntu Linux. We have Linux Mint, etc. But we have Kali Linux. So in Kali Linux, most of the hacking tools, most popular, famous hacking tools will be installed. When you install this Kali Linux in your system, all the tools, hacking tools will be installed parallelly in your system. But when it comes to Red Hat, Ubuntu, Linux Mint, after installing Linux OS, you should install every hacking tools. If you need Nmap, you should install Nmap using Nmap command. If you want to install Metasploit, you should use some command for installing Metasploit. If you want to install phishing tool, you use some command to install phishing tool. For everything, you should run the command. Whether you know the command, no. So it will be very difficult. And you want to install every tools. You don't know how to install every tools. So only you are going for Kali Linux. So every tools is pre-installed. Go install the Kali Linux and use the tools. Now you understood why they choose the Linux for hacking and why they choose Kali Linux. Now you understood why they used Linux, and for hacking why they using Kali Linux. Everyone understood? Clear? If clear, just drop a message clear on chat. What about others? Super, wonderful response. I think everyone is very active and wonderful response is coming from everyone. Thank you. I think the concepts are very interesting and new to you. I think so. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. So in hacking, we'll be using Kali Linux. Why? Because all the tools will be installed inbuilt in Kali. Okay. So many will be having doubt. Now a person, I don't know his name. I think Nabil. Now Nabil asked a doubt. There is a Kali Linux. There is a Parrot OS. In Kali Linux also we have hacking tools. In Parrot also we have hacking tools. Which will be best? How many of them have this doubt? Which I should use for hacking? How many of them have the doubts? Just raise your hand. Okay, wonderful. Okay, everyone have doubts. Okay, fine. Most of them will not say which voice I should use. I will say you. I will break the myth. Okay, everyone will say both Kali and Parrot are same. Not at all. Both are not same. Why? Because why they kept the Parrot OS? For example, let's take the image of Kali Parrot OS. So I'm just taking parrot OS image. Friends, class will be ending soon. Don't worry. I take some more 5 minutes. That's all. I'll end the class. So can you see? Can you anyone imagine why they kept as parrot? Why they kept a symbol as parrot and calling as parrot OS? Can anyone say why they are calling as parrot and parrot OS? Anyone know why it is called as parrot OS? Can anyone know why they kept as parrot? Can anyone know? Anyone know? If you don't know, put a message no. Okay, I'll tell you. Today you're going to learn an important thing. Normally, a parrot, whether it will walk or it will fly, whether it will walk or fly, parrot, walk or fly, it will fly in air. It will fly in air. Am I right? It have capable to fly in air. A parrot have capable to fly in air. Am I right? So you know about radio frequency, radios, wireless hacking. You know about wireless hacking. What are the wireless device we have? What are the wireless device we have? Wi-Fi, radio frequency, Wi-Fi, radio frequency, etc. If you want to hack Wi-Fi, oh, it is a wireless device, am I right? It is traveling air. It is traveling in air. Radio frequency, it is traveling air. Am I right? Like a parrot, radio frequency also traveling air. If you want radio frequency, Wi-Fi device which is traveling in air, you should use parrot OS. Why? Because all radio, all wireless hacking tools are available in parrot OS. All wireless hacking tools are installed in parrot OS. So parrot OS is used for wireless hacking. Clear? So this is the main purpose of parrot OS. So only they kept as parrot OS because it is flying in air. Like same way wireless protocols are also flying in air. So if you want to act as, use parrot OS because all the tools will be installed in parrot OS. Okay, for example, I'll show you. So understood why they kept as parrot and what is the use of parrot OS? Understood? Clear? Clear for everyone? I can show here, I think so. See? Actually, parrot OS is found for this only beginning stage. In beginning stage, parrot OS is found for wireless hacking only. Okay, I think there's no tools. What are the tools they don't mention? I think so. Tools. Okay, just they mention like this. So it's you see wireless testing. Can you see? Can you see this? Wireless testing. Okay. See, most for wireless hacking. If you want to learn wireless hacking, go for parrot OS. If you want to learn for wireless hacking, like Bluetooth, if you want to hack Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or radio frequencies, go for hacking. Sorry, go for parrot OS. If you want to learn some pen testings, if you want to hack some web app or test some web app or use some phishing tools, you can go for Kali Linux. Okay, password cracking, you can go for Kali Linux. A good question, difference between parrot OS and Garuda OS. Actually, Garuda OS is an Indian based Linux. Okay, it is now only launched. Okay, it's recently means it's not from first recent years only it is launched. In that also we have tools. In that also we have tools. That's all. Its UI is different. That's all. The UI is different, and it is arc based Linux. That's all. Okay. So if you want to learn pen testing, go for Kali Linux, because all the pen testers, web app pen tester will be using Kali Linux. If you want to become a wireless pen tester, go for Parrot. That's all. The tools installed, it's different. That's all, friends. Not a most probably. This is the most difference. Uh, so everyone understood. Now you clear. If you, now you have a clear idea about Kali and Parrot. I think after this class you would not ask whether I should use Parrot or Kali. Everyone understood? If clear, just drop a message clear on chat. Okay, wonderful. You can't use everything in one Linux. Yeah, you can use everything in one Linux. For that, you should install all the tools. You can just download Ubuntu Linux or Kali Linux. What are the tools you need? You can install in it. Okay, that's all. Okay. Can we install both and run in PC? Yeah, I'll be explaining how to Linux multiple. Tomorrow class, I will be explaining how to run multiple Linux system in our computer. Okay. Okay. How was the class? I just over this topic. I think whether you learn a lot of the new things. How was the class? Whether it is interesting or boring, just drop on chat. Yeah. Pragyush bro will be explaining about it. Good. Thank you. What about others? Nice class. Interesting. Thank you. Oh, fine. Thank you, sir. Nice. Wonderful. I think a lot of good response I'm getting. Interesting, sir. Nice class. Good. Nice class. Interesting, sir. Interesting. We learn new things. Thanks for sir. Nice. Nice class. Interesting. Can you come to our college and give a one-day workshop to my friends? Yeah, sure. I will be coming. Yeah, surely. Praxis Bro is planning lot of things for you. You just, if you have any query, go and just report to Praxis Bro. He is coming with lot of ideas and lot of knowledgeable classes and workshop to your college. Don't worry. Okay. I think Praxis Bro is one of the diamond for you. You can use him. Okay. To learn lot of things. Okay. Fine. Because I am just talking to you help of Praxis Pro only, because he connected to you and help of that only I just connecting to you. Am I right? So it's like a bridge between you and me. Okay. So in mind, good sir. Bro, you explain the things. Download Kali. How to download Kali Linux? Yeah, I think Praxis Pro is explained in last class, but not a problem. Tomorrow also I will be telling you how to install Kali Linux, or else Praxis Pro will be releasing a video in YouTube how to install Kali Linux. Use the help of this video, you can just go and install that Kali Linux. Okay, bro.
Yeah, by today we will send the link. Okay, how to install Kali Linux and all Parrot OS. You just send the link in the WhatsApp with few minutes. Okay.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, you can install everything in one Linux. Yeah, you can install. Yeah, I'll be helping you how to use Kali. Without VirtualBox, you can use Kali, and you can install VMware. Tomorrow, I'll be helping you. Okay. Uh, and also give some ratings out of 5. How many ratings you will be giving for today's class? Out of 5. Give some ratings for me. Thank you. Wonderful ratings. 5. Thank you. I'm getting wonderful response.